Good. Once again, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. A couple of things before we get going, and before we do the leadership team bit. First of all, Rosemary isn't rewarding the Oscar this week because she was taking them on the way here. She got her husband to get the Oscar to us.
Priorities.
But she couldn't make it. So we wish her well. Secondly, we're late in having our food, but it highlights the fact that Paul at the moment is going out and getting it forward.
Make sure you order from the correct branch. So it should be in Brentwood. I pushed it lyrically, so. I know that
They both begin with B. Right. Let's get on with the meeting. First of all, leadership team, please stand up and introduce yourselves, such as you are here. Excellent. Yeah.
Good morning, I'm Brian, Social Secretary. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Terry. I do with membership and recruitment. What I do.
Good morning, I'm Scott, your meeting secretary and keeper of the spreadsheet.
Good morning guys, I'm Ben, Education Coordinator.
Thanks all. Please be seated. And let's get on with the meeting. First up is the starting to get warm. Right, Scott's up first. Performance league.
Well, good morning. Of course, we skipped week 1 in August, so technically we're in week 3, but really we're in week 2 according to the spreadsheets. So let me give you an idea of where the points are so far for this month. I'll read out actually, there are 5 of us who have topped the 80 points benchmark already, so that's those towards the top. 82 points for myself, 84 for Matt Barry, 85 for Howard, second place 89 for Terry. Current leader, early doors, 97 points for Tina. There you go.
Thanks very much, Scott. Education.
Margaret. Right, today we're going to waste no time, we get straight into it because we have none other than Mr. Nick Cook providing more week's education.
Well, I'm honoured and privileged to present the education slot this morning. You know, sometimes when you're in the office, or anywhere for the phone rings, you know, I know who it is, I've got to make some serious notes here, and you're scrabbling around for a bit of paper. Or maybe last thing at night, you're just going to bed and you think, I've got a meeting tomorrow morning, I've got to take that with me. Or perhaps you've thought of a very clever sentence, you finish off a tricky email that you've been trying to get right during the day. And you know, if you don't make a note of it, you're going to forget it in the morning. Help is at hand. The EBF dropped Now, I don't know if there's many of them left. Paul had hundreds of them.
I'll bring the load.
I can carry the record. I've also brought, in case Vince was here, I didn't want to put his nose out of joint. He's also got very good notepad, which my wife thinks very highly of, especially when she goes, that's the shot. Wait, against the bag. But this chocolate pad, I mean, I'm not joking, it really has proved to be very useful indeed. I've got one on the bedside cabinet, I've got one on the desk, of course, it's always there. So not only can I make notes on it, it's great for putting your coffee on. It's great for putting half-chewed toffees on when you know when the phone rings, you've got to call, you've got to speak to the person. No, that was just above that, I tore it up. Very small carbon footprint because they're small as a company. And of course it's a constant reminder of how professional we are being members of people. I could go on, but the EBF notepad I thoroughly recommend it. I hope you've enjoyed my education slides.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Yeah, I use this as well. It's very, very useful. Right. Terry.
Hello.
Are you going to grace us with any membership matters, or? Right. Let's move on then to the 60-second round. Let me first of all get the business card box moving. I'll tell you what, for reach purposes, I'll go this way around this time. Business card box, just going around that way. Please take out cards you need, and please make sure you're adequately represented in there. I'll also send around that way the box for you to put in your whatever it is you're going to put in. Right. And by the way, I think, Jane, we have a synergy team meeting afterwards.
We do.
You don't put in synergy team referrals this time because of course we haven't had it yet. Right, that's going round. 60-second round. I just realised that Vincent is dog sitting and therefore won't be the timekeeper. I need a volunteer who's got a watch and do the timekeeping. Pass that round, please, to James. So James will be listening carefully and will notify you at the end of 60 seconds and then wind down and be it. There's only 16 of us today, so I'm not inviting people to go over. Brian will always entertain. Right, let's get on with it. Somewhere I've got the list. The list is here, and indeed, yeah, Brian's first, followed by, but no, sorry, Toby is first, because he's awarding the Oscar in the absence.
The artful guy that can't make many notes. Basically, Rowan's the most memorable.
I also know he carries things in his head, so yeah, okay, well, you're first, Toby, you're followed by Brian, and Brian's followed by Melissa. Let's get underway.
Good morning, everybody. I didn't have time to prepare anything. I thought I'd go back to basics and dig one out of the vaults. So I'm a personal business mentor and trainer. So what does that mean? Well, I work with people. That's the personal part. And I work with businesses, owner-operators and businesses. So personal business. And I mentor them and I train them. I mentor business people who need mentoring, and I train business people who need training. I mentor business people so they can see what areas of training they need, and I train business people so they understand the value of mentoring. So if you're still unsure of what I do, or unsure of what you need, or even unsure if you're a business person or even a person, have a chat with me about my 90 minutes deep dive. Yes, that's right, 90-minute deep dive, and I could really work to move your business forward, or somebody that you know. It's all about then you from where you are to where you want to be in the fastest possible time, and go from that gap. So it's totally action, pole position, putting your business in a winning position and driving you forward.
Just wait till he prepares. Well, thank you, Toby. Right, followed by Brian.
Morning, everybody. Brian Fisher. Just feel free to say. Yesterday morning, it's in big lines. I went doctors having lunch. I thought, well, it's such a lovely day. I'd like to sit in the garden for an hour or two, read the book, and come back and do paperwork. 1:15, the phone rang, and the man said, "I'm terrified of flying. Can you help?" What is, of course. When you fly, it's for tomorrow. So they would come at 3 o'clock. So the idea was to cram 4 weeks' work into 4 hours. So 5:10, I called a break. I said, "How are you feeling?" And he said, "Well, I told my wife they can fly and I'll go over that, but how are you feeling now?" "Well, I'm still going to drive." So we had a short break of 5-10 minutes. We carried on again. At 7:20, we started at 3 o'clock. I'd done all I could. And I said, "How are you feeling?" He said, "I'm going to fly." I felt absolutely fine. So, if you know somebody who wants to fly, I can help, but please, more than 1 day's notice. Right, physical therapist, talking hypnotherapy. Thank you.
Brian gives you wings. Excellent. Right, now, Melissa, you're next, but from now on, you could nominate the next person to go.
Good morning all, Melissa Jackson, Henry Francis, licensed insolvency practitioner. Whilst we deal with a fair few number of businesses that have to go into liquidation, our primary objective is actually to save businesses. Many of our clients we are now seeing are seeking advice on their options. As trading conditions become harder and harder, the economy is now facing post-pandemic a unique set of circumstances where bounce back loans need to be repaid, HMRC debts may have built up such as VAT and PAYE, and people are looking for ways to get those repaid to the revenue. In circumstances where material costs and employee costs are rising and such costs cannot be always passed on by the company to their customers, businesses are now more than ever before having to be adaptable and make changes to their previous trading practices. So I'm looking for business owners who want to know what their options are to keep trading and to keep their business growing and adapting to the current market conditions to avoid insolvency if they can. So that's Melissa Jackson, Henry Francis, assisting companies and individuals in financial distress.
Thank you, Melissa. Nominate?
I will nominate Dom.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from JMX Technology. You should all know by now. This week we've been trying to help a young lady who's starting a new business, and she's taken away a factory unit for her art galleries and making paintings and models and that. And according to her insurance company, she's got a fire alarm in there. There's an existing fire alarm that she sort of thought the landlord was looking after, and if you've got to aid them for the tenancy agreement, you'll realise that it's her responsibility. The fire alarm is 20 years out of date. There's no maintenance records. The fire alarm panel's dead. It's much less than 20 years old. And according to her fire risk assessment, she's got a fully working system. So we've done her cost, and unfortunately, it comes out to about £7 grand to actually put the system right. Every single detector has got to be changed. She's a new business and allows that and we're started. So I don't know what she's going to do because I can't do anything. So if you know anybody who's got a new business starting up, make sure they talk to Aidan about Thursday again, make sure they talk some professional about the file artists before they take it on. That's me, John Hammond, Applying Technology Business. And I have my passport back out so I can actually go anywhere in the UK. I will nominate Ted.
Good morning everybody, Terry Maiden from TM Law Solicitors, as you know. I've got a personal injury client, came to see me 2 weeks ago. He was a prison officer, he got hit on the shoulder. And quite unpleasant, I would have thought, and this was 2.5 years ago. He's now complaining of complete disability in one of his shoulders. So I made the claim to the prison service and they rejected it, as they always do. But I've also got his records, his medical records, and I'm one who read them thoroughly, and it turns out that actually the thing he's complaining of in his shoulder has actually nothing to do with the bite on his shoulder. He's got a bite that didn't even break the skin, and the problem he's got is to do with calcification in his shoulder. So I spoke to the doctor that I would normally have used yesterday and said, am I right on this? He said, yes, and it's really nice to have a solicitor that actually reads the records and understands it. So I've now contacted my client and said, can we have a meeting because I'd like to discuss this matter of yours before I spend any more money on it. So if you know anyone that's had a serious personal injury and they want someone to look at it properly, deal with it properly, then I'm the man. If you want someone who's had an injury but they weren't really injured, don't bother referring to me because that's not what I do. So remember,
I can refer a good shoulder surgeon to you.
Terry, nominate.
I will nominate Tim's hiding over in the corner there.
Good morning everybody, my name is Tina and my company is called Liberty Executive Services. I offer the Secretary of the Patent Service. I'm based in Essex, but cover locally and nationwide supporting small businesses to corporations that need an extra pair of hands. And I'll tell you a bit more later, so that's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not an expert, I'm something. I nominate Scott.
Lovely, thank you. Good morning, everyone. As you know, I'm chock-a-block busy. It's all your fault at the minute. So, going more into detail about the email service I provide, just as a bit of an insight. If you see anybody who is using a crappy email account, obviously refer them to me. If you receive emails from somebody where that email address isn't personal, so I'll take my own account. Anyone can email me to info@seo.com. That's makes my business look bigger. The fact that I have info at, I have inquiries at, and audits at, all of those email aliases to my outbound marketing. But when I send a message, it comes from Scott. So email aliases are a really important way of allowing your small person business to look bigger and more professional. You can also put domain aliases over the top. So anyone that messages anything at .scott.co.uk is also the same as SEO.com or SEO.co.uk or BrentwoodSEO.com. So think about how you can use different domains, different email aliases, and create that bigger, more expansive version of your business, all for free. Then easy to set it up.
Scott, nominate.
Nominate. I will name Mike.
Thank you very much. Mike from Brentwood Media, creating video and photo content for businesses and events. So, what are the videos almost everyone watches on the internet, regardless of age, wealth, gender, or cats? Well, I was going to say primarily the ones, not the ones that you watch when your partner's gone out, but the other ones. Yeah, cute animal videos, exactly that, yeah. So I'm looking for businesses that are working with animals. And that's because the one thing everyone will watch on the internet is videos of cute animals, pictures and things like that. It's free marketing gold to businesses that are in that sector, and they need to take advantage of it. So I've mentioned Equine before numerous times, but other things to look out for. Veterinary surgeons are really good, there's loads of interesting stuff to talk about there. Zoos and safari parks, petting zoos and farms, dog trainers, that type of thing, and bird of prey displays, anything working in that sort of sector. Any business working with animals, preferably ethically, would be nice, and preferably profitably. It's lovely working with charities, but they don't always pay the bills that well. So yeah, people looking to maximise the marketing potential that comes with their business. It's Mike at Black Multimedia, and I will nominate Ben.
Me? Good morning guys, Ben Golding from Utility Warehouse. Now, what would you do if I gave you £1,200? There, would you go out for a weekend, nice meal, maybe save a bit or have fun? Well, that's how much I saved for somebody earlier this week just by switching their services to UW, their gas, electricity, home phone, broadband, mobile phone and boiler cover. Now, what would you do if I was to give you £1,200 a month? Every month, dripping into your bank account on top of what you're currently earning. What choices would that bring? Would that maybe start to give you a little bit more security and a little more hope for the future? Well, just by helping one household a week to save money on their utilities, that's how much somebody could be earning. Now, so this week, I'm looking for people you know that would like to save money with the UK's most trusted, the UK's most rewarded, and the UK's most recommended utility company, plus those who would like to have an extra income for helping others do the same. That's Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse. And I'm going to nominate Leanne.
Good morning everybody, I'm Leanne, I've got here as you know. So I help my clients create beautiful, stylish and functional homes. Now my idea is nobody wants to decorate every single year. So when I do put a design together, I want it to last for a couple, maybe even longer, a couple of years. So they don't have to decorate. Of course, if they want something contemporary, I'll do that, but generally I like to make it last. They want to invest in their home and they want to love it for a long time. I don't know whether you've heard the big story about Barbie moving. That's the next best thing. Everyone wants a Barbie house. But if you want me to design a Barbie house, please no, don't. I do not do that one. So if you've got any plan for that, that's not for me. But if you want your house to be functional and stylish and beautiful, please do get it. I nominate Nick.
Oh, I'm the last one. Well, yeah, my name's Nick, as you know, I'm a structural engineer. I prepare structural designs for homeowners, I also carry out inspections of people who are buying houses. Now the thing is, I know how they're built, I know how they should be maintained, and I know what can go wrong with a house. So I'm very well geared up for taking a good look at virtually anything. So if you know anyone who's buying a house, perhaps selling a house and you've got problems, they need a structural engineer to give it a good looking at and to prepare a meaningful and detailed report. I can do that for you. So give them name and number, just pass them my business card. Great.
Thank you, Nick. Nomination's getting more difficult.
Jim?
Pleasure as a years. Morning, James from R&K Insurance. I touched on this a few months ago, but buildings insurance, or more importantly, buildings under insurance. Apparently, according to stats, 83% of properties in the UK are underinsured. On average, they're only covered for 66% of the value they should be insured for. Major factors being the increased cost of labour and materials. Recently, one insurer was increasing the annual sum insured by 19%. Some insurers don't increase it at all. They have a little line in there that says it's your responsibility to make sure the sums insured under this policy are accurate and sufficient. Very helpful to someone who's in the building trade, not very helpful to someone whose hands have been no dirtier than this in the last 30 years. Insurance policies will have an average clause on them as well, so if you're insured 66% of the sum insured, it should be, you'll only get 66% of the payment. So if you've got a £500,000 property, you'll end up getting paid out £217,000 if the whole thing was done, which is £282,500 or so you've got to find out your own back pocket. So I'll stop there and I'll carry it on next week hopefully to find out how you can remedy that. So James, R&K Insurance, property owners, commercial, residential, giving.
Thanks, James.
And Lady Jane.
Thank you, Lady Jane Tea Cake from the English Green Tea Company here. So you know that we have the secret scullery or scullery, and we have the odd event date that you can come to. However, did you know that we rent it out for the day for team building exercises, away days for companies and so on. We've got 5 of those coming up, different companies, who just have a small group, 20 is about the most that we want, and we'll provide refreshments all day long, of course, and we can even do team building exercises, such as putting the tea into team building. And that one is, we have a tea blending cabinet, and you're in pairs, and you've got to listen to the sorts of flavours that the other person likes. They can't say English breakfast, they've got to say descriptive words, and then the other person goes and makes them a cup of tea. Even if they're not a tea drinker, they've got to play along and see how it goes down, and see if they were listening and in rapport, and not just determined to make the cuppa that they thought would be right. So if you know somebody who wants an event location in Essex, we might be the people, and it will certainly be delicious. Auntie Jane sitting down.
Auntie Jane nominating.
Oh yes, I'm nominating Paul Rogers.
Did that Yeah, morning everyone. Paul Rogers from Synergy Commercial Finance, Business and Commercial Borrowing Needs. This week I must admit it's been incredibly quiet for some reason or another, but speaking to a client yesterday who was looking to change his van. He's fed up with paying constant repair and maintenance costs, which is just going up and up, month in, month out. So we looked at a new vehicle for him, we looked at the finance cost of that vehicle, and that's actually becoming cheaper than the older one that's been running for the last 3 years. We do all types of vehicle finance, asset finance. We work with in excess of 70 lenders at the moment. So if you hear of someone who's fed up with their current vehicle, the costs of money, etc., please bear with me in mind. And for your own personal use, when you want to buy that new helicopter, when your super yacht is no longer good enough, or that second aeroplane you need, we can finance that. Paul Rogers, Synergy Commercial Finance. From one Paul to another Paul.
All Business Forum, Chartered Certified Accountants based in Brentwood. Something we do is advice, including tax advice. So an interesting question was raised yesterday by a client. She has her own limited company. She wanted to know if a surgical procedure was a taxable expense on her body. In respect of, she trades through a limited company. So show of hands, who thinks yes is an allowable expense for tax? Who says no? So yes. So yes. Rest assume no. Well, the answer is as follows. So you have to ask the first question. Are you generally happy with your appearance before the operation? You want that to be yes. The next question is, will the surgical procedure help grow the revenue of the company? The answer there needs to be yes. Have you got proof that the surgical procedure adds revenue to the company? If those three answers are yes, then yes, the tax relief is generally allowable, but it can still be disputed by HMRC. That's Paul Booth from Booth & Co, minimised tax. That's my question.
Would that apply to footballers then? Legs, arms.
What? Bigger hands?
Well, some of them do.
Knowing that he has no choice but to nominate me, Agency Marshal and TM Law. This week, Terry told you a week or two ago about this bloke who turned up for a hearing at midnight in Brentwood County Court. He's finally agreed that the company that's being sued, he's going to give a personal guarantee for. I'm in the process of drafting that personal guarantee. Personal guarantees of a more general nature are normally used to support a company, maybe a sole director, giving a guarantee in relation to the expenses of the business. It's a good credit control method. Get people under guarantee, make sole traders who haven't have a limited company to give you a guarantee. I produce those. It's a template. You can use it for everyone that you go along. It's really worthwhile doing, and normally my fee is £300 plus VAT for doing such a template that can be used ongoing, 50 quid knocked off for EBF members. That's Adrian Squire from TM Law.
Question, if you have the guarantee to have to let go of his nuts now.
Well, it means that you don't have to even grab his nuts.
Don't take the joy out of it.
So, if you don't want to have to grab somebody by the knackers, get yourself a director's guarantee signed up, which is only good business and good credit control. Next, nobody. I'm going to have to nominate, and Toby.
Yes, some interesting ones today from John, from Terry, from Ben's 1200 a month. That's very nice, yes, please. I would have given it to Leanne, but she said that nobody wants to redecorate every year. You haven't anyway. So yeah, she wants to redecorate every year. Oh, we need the skirting in a different shade of white. Paul's obviously was very, very interesting. However, it goes to James simply because we want to hear the second part of this story. We've got to make sure he comes back next week. Thank you
That's excellent, Toby. What a wonderful ploy. Thank you, Toby. Well done, James. That's the end of the 60-second round. Right. The meeting secretary's report. Scott, take it away.
Yeah, it was like clearly some people have forgotten to put some of these in this week because we only have 3 recorded activity records. I can't believe for a moment that more people haven't recorded this week. So do check your. I mean, I check my text messages each Thursday morning just to go through all my inbound banking transactions for the business, just to see if any of them have resulted from EBF. Even if it's, from a member that's left, and it might be a 10-year ago contact or referral opportunity, we count all of those towards our numbers. So check your records and please see what we've got. On the positive side, on the fresh, new incoming referral opportunities, we've had 14 of those today. 15. Anyone else, any more? Because if we get to 16, it's 1 each on average. So think about those, perhaps. But yes, that's what we're trying to achieve.
Thanks, Tom. Right, I will do it for you, Jane. There will be a synergy team meeting immediately after this meeting. So as I said, don't put your referrals in, don't put the recording in today. You can do it next week, or do it after the meeting electronically. Right, 10-minute presentation.
Sorry guys, I've got to go now. It's A-level today.
Best of
So-
luck.
Thank you. I hope you get the results you want. Maths.
Okay, before I introduce today's 10-minute speaker, just give you an update for the following few weeks' speakers and experts. So, next week, on the 24th, he's just gone running out the door, so Paul Booth will be giving us the 10 minutes and Toby will be doing the education slot. On to the 31st now, we'll be doing the 10 minutes and I'll be doing the education slot. First couple in September, so September the 7th, Aidan, it's your 10 minutes and Scott's doing the education slot, and then 14th, Rosemary will be giving us her 10 minutes and Paul will be giving us the ed slot. When it's your turn to do the 10 minutes audio slot, do go to the EBF website and download the bio sheet and get it to me a day or two beforehand, or bring it with you to the meeting. And if you can't do your either presentation, please do let me know as soon as possible, and I'll do my best to try and swap things around. That said, today we have, who's going to be running out the door as well by the way, we have Tina Turner Walker here. So, Liberty Executive Services, of which she's the owner, secretarial and admin services, and areas she covers are locally and nationwide. So a couple of bits about Tina, something that winds Tina up. Now, I won't say what she said first of all, but people who don't say thank you when driving or opening a door for. How Tina relaxes is on a spa day and holidays. A famous person she's met is obviously herself. So something we all should avoid. Well, that would be telling, she says, so we'll have to get that out of her. And finally, something that's excellent that Tina has done is starting her own business and still going. So please put your hands together, welcome.
Some of you, most of you have already seen my presentation, but this is for a new member. Right. I started as an office junior in WH Smith's head office in Newcastle Lane, London, and worked my way up to being a PA to the main buyer. Then went on to work for one of the top chartered accountants, Safri Chapnis, which I now have merged with 3 other big accounting companies, so they're even bigger. And then I got married and started working locally, although I was still commuting between London and Watford. Worked as an executive assistant to the CEO, operations director, benefits director, and supported other directors and their teams as when necessary. And then I went into a business show, and there was 15 minutes, and it's called Virtual Assistant. Didn't know what it meant. I thought, oh, I'll go and have a look. Went in there, came out, signed up, went away for a weekend. So I thought, bit of a sideline, just bought a house, got extra money coming in. And then in 2010, I actually took the leap and started my own business. So benefits, advantages, flexibility, and cost saving, which are that part I love, saving money. But the advantages is a board level EA, PA, who's just a phone call or an email away. Focus on your business and to generate a revenue rather than time consuming. What I like to do with my clients is get to know their business. So if they need any support, if they're away, I can act as one of their staff. And I don't outsource everything, it's me. Because I like to get to know how the companies work. A reliable source who knows your business whenever you need assistance and support. Flexibility, available on a regular, ad hoc, or individual, one-off project basis to suit your circumstances. Working from a virtual office or on site, wherever possible, and hours tailored to suit your needs. It may be from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, or whenever. I don't start at 5 o'clock, I've got to go at 9. I'm there. And savings, you only pay for the hours worked. There's no additional office space or equipment, no employment costs such as national insurance, PAYE, sickness, holiday pay, or even pension contributions. More affordable personal and tailored services than an agency staff. You may think, oh, I'm going to go for an agency and find somebody, I'll think, oh brilliant, they'll come back next week. You look forward to seeing that person, but when you open the door, there's someone else sitting there. And that's time consuming, whereas you've got to go through it all again to show them what you need to do. So, what is the cost in your business more, an employee or a virtual assistant or a PA? Right, on the employee side is payroll tax, insurance and benefits, must provide office space and equipment, difficult, expensive to hire for weekends and evening work, paying salary, but if you want them to stay on later, they want to be paid overtime, or may waste time at the office thinking, oh, I've got time to do, I'm going to phone some friends up, or I'm going to look online and see what I can do for the weekend. But on the virtual assistant side, there's no related taxes, insurances or benefits, no extra office space or equipment costs. Weekend and evening assistance is available, paid only for the time on task or by projects, ability to stay on schedule. Now this, I thought I'd just show you, compare costs, employee versus virtual PA. This is 2017, I think we started. Right, say on employee side, hours per week, 40 hours, a VA as requested or as required. Typical hourly rate is 15, a VA is 25, although that's all depends on what the VA is. So the annual hours is for an employee 2,080, for a VA is 1,040, but that could be more. And the annual cost approximately 6,500. Overheads, national insurance licences, services, benefits, and that is 2,000. Unproduction time and absences 4,000. Overheads, rates, consumables 500. And the annual cost for employees 13,000. But on the side of the VA, you see there's nothing, which is a bonus. So then the annual salary in VA invoices, right, the annual salary for an employee is 31,200, for a VA is 26, but as I said earlier, it depends on what the hourly rate they charge. The annual cost is 13,000, for VA, nothing. Annual total is 44,200 for an employee, but for a VA it's 26,000, so that's a saving of 18,200. Which I think is a bonus. But that may vary still because of the VA prices. Right, and services provided, business support and personal. Business side, so I can support you with annual diary and email management, copy typing, digital audio transcription, PowerPoint presentations, hotel and travel research and booking, restaurants, sickness cover, if you've already got staff but you still want someone to cover while they're on holiday or off sick long term, delivering court summons, love that, organising client entertainment, liaising with suppliers and clients, invites and RSPB management, support seminar training and workshops, sourcing venues and much more. On a personal side, managing incoming post, organising flowers and gifts, theatres and restaurant bookings, reminding you of special anniversaries, birthdays, parent evening, doctors, dentist appointments, organising a cleaner for your home or home relocation, which is quite interesting, and a lot more as well. Right, companies I support is accountants, lawyers, solicitors, authors, doctor, property developer, private eye, planning solicitor, foreign exchange, risk banking company, sole traders, shop fitters, as you can see, Simplify Healthcare, catering company, property maintenance. That's just some of the people I support, but I can support anybody. So, work-life balance. Let Liberty Executive Services take the strain and the burden so that you can take time to focus on a greater business demands whilst knowing that someone is always at hand. And that's me. Thank you for listening. Oh, I've got 2 minutes left.
Questions?
What's the most difficult client you've ever had to work for?
Terry.
The most difficult is the property developer. It's not so much with the property, finding the property venue. He expects you to drop everything when he's phoned, even though he knows that you work for other people. And sort of try and explain to him, well, actually, this is what I do. We did have a clash when he had a brand new Range Rover, got stolen off his drive, and he didn't put the tracking on, so he went back to the company he bought it from, and they said, no, that's down to you. Well, then he said to me, can you find out who the main person is for Range Rover? So I found them, gave them the details. Well, I've already got that. Well, you just asked me to find it, and I haven't receipts. But now and again, you will pop up and say, oh, can you type this for me? And I do it, but he was the main.
If there's a web-based online company that don't start, would you be able to help them out on days a week for paperwork and
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially when they're up to
Yes. And if they need assistance, I've got a passport as well.
I've got mine back.
How can we sell you, refer you in 10 words or 10 seconds?
Trustworthy, honest, reliable, supportive, and we look at that. Nothing's too much trouble. And as I've always said, my catchphrase, I'm not a 9 to 5. So if someone phones me at weekends, I'll answer the phone. I don't charge them. It's something that they need help with, or they want something done first thing in Monday morning, and they just haven't had a chance because they're off going somewhere to see these clients, and I can contact them and say, right, there's a bit of a delay, etc.
I'm hoping the answer isn't too close to home. What's the strangest, most bizarre request you've had professionally?
Oh, going back to the property developer, he phoned me up and said, can I speak to his girlfriend? I went, no. And I thought, something's coming. I said, why, what's the problem? Oh, she turned up at the house. I went, oh yeah. Well, my ex-girlfriend was there. I went, yes. I started laughing. So I went, I'm not phoning her. He went, well, you got to. I went, I'm not phoning her. Then I went, why have I got to phone her? He went, well, things went a bit, and you know when it was really hot, all the windows were open, so I started laughing. I went, yeah. Well, she was making a lot of noise, and the girlfriend just pulled up in a cab. I went, right. Well, turns out, although she was an air hostess, she worked at Stringfellows, and she was playing him against someone else. And I went, I'm not phoning her. I said, all I'm going to say is, did you enjoy yourself? He went, well, yeah. I went, well, there you go then. I said, I'm not phoning her. That is the weirdest. Oh, I'm meeting a client in a car park.
I didn't say professionally.
Yeah. a bundle that they needed. Yeah. There you go.
Any more questions? Tina, thank you very much indeed. Well presented, well done. Let's see if we can go out and get us some more referrals. Right, if you would do the running for us, please, Tina. If we start the referrals and testimonials round with Ryan, let's work round, please.
Thank you, Tina, for an enjoyable presentation once again. Tina keeps my business going when I'm on holiday, takes the phone calls, keeps the diary. When I come back, I've got a list of clients to contact. Absolutely marvellous. Thank you, Tina. I'll be using you again very shortly. One for Bentley. It's a review for fixed rate contract for gas and electric. Yeah, all right, it's from Paul.
Yeah.
One for Melissa. Members voluntary liquidation for a client. Would be email details. But actually, that's from Paul as well. Great meeting. Thank you all very much and see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. That was really informative and useful for me, especially as it's the first time I've heard it. So I'll certainly be looking out for opportunities for you. Looking forward to one-to-one next week with young Terry, which will be good, and another good meeting. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Excellent 10 minutes, Tina. I know that Tina's very reliable and trustworthy. You get all this stuff, so that's excellent. Really good meeting, everybody, and I'll see you this week.
Last week I was supposed to be back, but I was still sat on the A12 at 12 in the morning, waiting for the RAC to turn up, and I was in no fit state to get here, even if I could have walked here. So yeah, hopefully I'm supposed to be in Brighton next week at the moment, but that's up in the air, so I'll get that to someone if I am. Thank you, mate, for Terry for his PI renewals. Yeah, that one. Which I've just remembered. Yeah, and I may not see you next week. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Tim.
Everyone on team has worked together to set up a business, really, and she's everything she said to her. And I went for a testimonial for her and moved it to yesterday, quite like worried one of them. Came over to my office, sorted it out, no drama, no fuss, sorted it out. So thank you very much, Tina, for your ongoing support. And yes, it's nice to get a reliance on it, but can't do it in the 2K. Well, not being too close to us. Got a couple of referrals from Rosemary, one from myself and one from my daughter from Columbia. James, already done a deal.
Great 10 minutes, Tina. I've always liked your tagline. Start to finish. Really good. I know you've used it before. But I'd make a point. I've got a referral for Leanne. Long time coming. I know you came around about 3 or 4 weeks and gave me and my wife's advice on what to do with our living room. It was very useful advice. You've done nothing about it. But it was great advice. So thank you so much. But we did talk about it, about moving the TV and things like that. I've got one for James. I know it's house insurance last. This one is for professional indemnity insurance. And I've got another one for James. This is for public liability insurance. Equally important. Equally as important.
There you go.
Well, not quite, actually. That's it. See you all next week.
But I'd say that was really interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed that presentation a lot. I've not used you myself, but I've heard nothing but good things from everyone in the group, so let's take it. Nick, I was a little bit intrigued by your slot in that you talked about how useful the pad is and they didn't agree, but I've been here 2 years and no one's given out pads and no one's asked you.
I'm on my 10th.
Oh, right.
It was originally late. I used it.
That's all, yeah, committed to your victim.
Paul did say he's going to bring something next week.
I'm going to up that. I mean, I use those pads each day, but the one I like is the Do List EBF jotter. I took that a stash of those when they were originally printed. still working my way through them, but we'll perhaps put in an order of Vince and refresh some of those stationery for us because it needs
You have to meet Tina in a car park to pick them up.
Yes. Yeah, 11 PM, and the one right down the far end of the door.
2 flashes all one.
Yeah, exactly. You seem to know.
Where was I going in my car at 11 o'clock last Wednesday?
Thank you for, I must have seen many of those, but excellent as always. Ben, dependent upon the A-level results today, a few friends heading off to university soon.
Right.
I think that if we can convince them to sell UW to their friends, that could be a nice student income if they're old enough to put that to work. Yeah?
Yeah, no, there's lots of students that are getting a good income.
Perfect, then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Start to finish is certainly true of Tina. She basically deals with my copy typing, and she's an excellent copy typist. More importantly, if I need something done for tomorrow, she'll do it in the evening. So excellent for that. Good presentation, and thank you all for your attendance at the live meeting.
Yeah, but I don't know what you always get so worried about. It's like, I don't want to do it, brilliant. And it's, you're always going to give such a professional presentation as well. But it's nice to see something new as well, some different slides. So, yeah, no, really good. So well done. And yeah, great. It's like I use my EBS jotter pad nearly every day. So it's great for shopping lists as well. So it's like, I know, it's like...
Jotter pad envy.
I'm bigger than yours, actually.
Got a referral here for Toby. I think you've already been in touch, so with the for business and mentoring. And Mike, from your 60 seconds, I want to connect you up with a friend of mine, Steve Hutley, runs a, I can never say it properly, but it's like a dog rehab. That he runs. So he does. He's a dog trainer and behavioural specialist. He's been on the telly and stuff like that, but only in Colchester. So I will link you up together and see what. My dad owns a riding school as well, but I don't really talk to him, so can't really do much.
Take it away.
Yeah. Might not be here next week because of my camera thing. If I can move, I'll come out. If I can't, then I might be here with a little thing dangling. We'll see. That sounds really dodgy. And I'm not meeting anything with Tina in a car park. I'm already dangling. But if not, see you in 2 weeks.
Great 10 minutes, Tina. If you've got time for a one-to-one afterwards, I'll just talk to you about a few things. I've got a referral for Vince, who's not here. I'm going to talk to Paul as well about his mental things. I've got to have an arm operation, I want to quite claiming that back. And I will see you all next week. One good to you.
There we are. So thank you everyone for that. Great case lot, Megan. I also have had envy. Fantastic. I've seen that one. But I think the great thing about that is the cost. A lot of people, I'm a big advocate for VAs and just being able to explain to them the cost they can save. And of course, it's the opportunity cost as well. So, I have got a referral to Mr. James for renewal of landlord insurance. John's in touch, I'll get that sorted. Thank you very much. Yes, he's in that. So,
Anything like me.
and yes, I will be here next week. Thank you to John for that, and thank you to James for today and the last couple of weeks.
Great meeting, had dental flu. Great head start. I referred to you the other day, hopefully that will come off. But I'll always put you on my radar. And a referral for Jane, we're going to have an afternoon tea. And a referral for Aidan, because me and my husband need new wheels. And I will see you all next week, but I will have to leave early next week because my son's picking up his GCSE results.
Well done everyone. So Tina, I very much enjoyed that, and in fact because I'm off on Hollywogs tomorrow, courtesy of Rosemary, Tina is manning the English green tea phones for us. Do you bake as well? Sandwiches? No, right. but thank you for that. If notepads are being given, Brian Painter, one of my sisters-in-law, as you know, has a fear of flying, and she's decided she will speak to what she calls the head man. That's what she's referring to. Leanne, thank you for the money for coming to afternoon tea. I'm not here next week, so I am putting in for the B2C synergy. Only because I can't do it in the time you and well done, Nick Cook. You started a whole new.
I had no idea it was going to get this big.
Yes,
Tina?
Thank you for listening.
Right, Tina, don't go away.
Oh, looks like someone's going to win a squash.
Now I know.
Leanne?
Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks very much, Tina, for doing the running. Thank you for the presentation.
yes.
As we approach the end of the meeting, thank you all for making it a good meeting. Has anybody got any announcements they want to make? No? Right.
Oh, wait.
I was going to say the 5 EBS branded laptops that the directors are all receiving should be arriving.
We could be persuaded to do EBF underpants as well. But other than that, create as much envy as possible. Right.
Next week, cat holders on that side, and then.
And the girls' free scones and afternoon tea club will be.
Yeah. Branded EBF scone. Right, okay, well look, as I say, thank you all for your attendance. Make sure you turn up next week. Make sure you persuade anybody who wasn't here today to turn up next week.
Can I bring a visitor next week?
Of course you can. Yeah, feel free. If he's bringing a visitor, make sure we've got a full house. All welcome. Right, that brings us to the end of the meeting. I wish you all well. I look forward to seeing you next week.